While Ben's parents were locked up, Tina, Tyler, and Chris were taken to the hospital for testing. It didn't take long before Tina and Tyler found out that Chris was the one who reported Ben. They confronted him immediately. Tina accused Chris of being selfish and a bad friend. She told him she knew he exposed Ben because she had chosen Ben over him. Tyler stood beside her, disappointed and hurt. Chris tried to defend himself. He insisted that he had called the authorities because he was afraid. After seeing how Ben had almost hurt Tina, he believed no one in that house was safe anymore. To him, it wasn't betrayal, it was protection. But Tina and Tyler refused to see his point. Tyler shook his head in disappointment. Tina told Chris she would never forgive him, that he had no right to inform the police without telling anyone. Just then, breaking news appeared on the television. A dangerous monster had fled into the forest and was now considered a serious threat to the community. The army forces were urged to find and kill the creature immediately. Tina, Tyler, and Chris watched in silence. Unable to hold herself together, Tina walked away from them and found a quiet corner of the hospital hallway. She broke down completely, tears streaming down her face. Dr. Kate happened to be passing by when she noticed Tina crying. She quickly approached her and gently asked what was wrong. Through tears, Tina explained that the monster everyone was hunting was her best friend. She told her that Ben had only been stung because he tried to save her. He wouldn't have been stung if he didn't help me that day. It was all my fault, Tina cried. Dr. Kate pulled her close and comforted her, assuring her that it wasn't her fault. She then revealed something she had been working on quietly. For days, she and her team had been researching a possible antidote, something that could reverse the transformation. They had presented their findings to her boss, but she dismissed the idea immediately. The senior medical board had already concluded there was no cure, so her boss refused to even consider it. But seeing Tina so devastated changed something in Dr. Kate. She believed she could not stand by while an innocent life was taken. She returned to her office, called her team together, and they agreed to move forward with the cure, even without approval. Dr. Kate arranged a live interview and brought Tina with her. On air, she announced that she might have found a way to transform monsters back into humans. She pleaded with the army forces not to kill Ben, but to capture him so the cure could be tested. Tina also spoke, explaining how Ben had been stung while protecting her. The interview spread rapidly. When Dr. Kate returned to the hospital, her boss was furious. She accused her of going behind his back and making public statements without authorization. She was fired immediately. Meanwhile, people in the community began supporting her online, using hashtags demanding that the cure be tested instead of continuing to kill the infected. More than 24 hours had passed since Ben had escaped into the forest. When the army leader watched the interview and saw the growing public support, he changed his order. Ben was to be captured alive. If the cure failed, then, and only then, would lethal action be taken. When Dr. Kate saw the announcement, she felt both relief and fear. What if the cure didn't work? What if she had given everyone false hope? Her team encouraged her. They believed in science. They believed in her. Eventually, Ben was captured and secured inside a reinforced containment cell. Before the treatment began, Ben's parents and his friends were allowed to see him one last time, just in case the cure failed. His parents stood in front of him, praying silently, tears falling freely. Tyler shared childhood memories to remind him who he was. Chris apologized for reporting him, admitting he had been scared and jealous but never stopped caring. Tina stepped closer and begged Ben to fight for his humanity. Then Dr. Kate stepped forward, carrying a metal case. Inside was the antidote she had been developing in secret. Ben's parents held each other tightly as she injected the cure. And then, nothing happened. Seconds passed. Ben roared violently. His body convulsed. The dark veins spread even deeper beneath his skin. The restraints shook as his strength surged. Soldiers raised their weapons again, ready to end it if necessary. Tina screamed his name, begging him to fight. Ben's mother collapsed into tears. Chris felt guilt crush his chest. But then, one finger twitched. The dark veins began to fade. The claws slowly shortened. The monstrous features softened. Ben's chest rose with a weak, human breath. The soldiers slowly lowered their weapons. The transformation was reversing. It wasn't fast. It wasn't dramatic. It was slow and fragile, like life carefully returning. Ben's body shrank back to normal. He collapsed forward, unconscious but human. Tina reached him first. She held his face and whispered his name. After a long moment, Ben's eyes opened. They were no longer glowing. They were tired, but they were his. His parents rushed to him, crying openly as they held him. Tyler joined them, overwhelmed with relief. For the first time since the nightmare began, hope felt real. Chris stood a few steps away, unsure whether he deserved to move closer. The end.